Hi everyone, last week I shared a short showing a bow which I decorated with some beaded holly, so today I'm going to show you how I did it. Each piece of holly is created with French knots and tiny beads. It's such a pretty combination, especially for the festive period, so let's get stitching. So to start off the holly, I'm going to stitch the French knot. So I have got 6 strands of red thread and my embroidery hoop. This one is by DMC, it's such a bright festive red. So I'm going to start in the centre of the hoop, pushing my needle up through the fabric, pulling the thread all the way through. Now I'm just going to lay it on the table. Now to form the knot, I'm going to wrap the thread once and then twice around the needle, just pushing it back through. This is going to create a nice chunky knot with lots of texture. There is our first knot. Now again, I'm going to stitch another one. So I'm going to stitch 3 all together. Oh, that one got a bit stuck. So I'm laying it down on the table, and again, I'm just going to wrap it twice around the needle to form the knot. And then pushing the needle back down through, giving a good tug. And we've got knot number 2. And I'm just going to stitch another one. This creates a nice little bunch of berries, so it's a nice centre for the holly. Don't forget, if you're new to embroidery or if you want to have a little practice of French knots first, you can find a full tutorial for these over on my channel, so do check that out. So I'm just going in with that last knot. There we go. So we've got our little trio of berries. Now the French knots are all finished, it's time to add the beads. So I have got these just here. They're lovely little beads. They're a tubular shape just like this, and they're the perfect size. So I'm just going to pick out 2 and pop them down on my fabric. Now the beads are really easy to attach. This time I've got 2 strands of green thread to match the beads and a needle with a very small eye. This is going to allow me to slide the beads along the needle so I can attach them to the fabric. To start, I'm just going to push my needle up through the fabric where I want to attach the beads. So in this case, just next to the berries. So I'm just going to pull my thread all the way through. Now I'm going to take my bead and I'm just going to slide it down the needle, just like this. There we go. And then slide it down the thread. Now I'm just going to make sure it's in position and push my needle back down through the fabric to secure it. There we go, so just pushing it through, and then I'm going to pull the thread all the way through. So you can see there we've got our first bead. Now I'm going to do exactly the same with the second. I'm going to attach it to the fabric just next to that first bead. So pushing my needle up through the fabric, pulling the thread all the way through, and again grabbing my bead and just sliding it down the needle. There we go, and then down the thread. Again, just make sure you're happy with the position. I'm laying mine at a bit of an angle, and I'm just going to push my needle back down through again. Oh, there we go. Push that back down through the fabric, and that's going to secure my second bead. There we go, we've got our little holly piece. Now to secure the beads, I'm just going to flip my embroidery hoop over and secure them on the back with a knot. And here we go, we've got our finished beaded holly. Are you going to try this one this Christmas? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stitching.